Today I was reflecting on the retirement mistakes that I may make in my plan versus mistakes I made during my career. And, I had this aha moment while I was out on an exercise walk. And, in my career, I was hoping to be 70, 80% right on the change initiatives that I was trying to drive. My job was to improve the culture, improve the results of the business, whether it was safety, quality, cost, environmental things. And those things all involve, actions all involve risk. You want to do something different. You can't always add something else, for the organization to do. Sometimes you have to replace it with something. A good example of that is I was very active in getting rid of time-based preventive maintenance actions, PMs we called them, and replacing them with condition monitoring. So taking away a monthly inspection or monthly oil change, things like that, and replacing it with oil analysis, infrared, vibration, and all those, online measurements you can take while the equipment is running, significantly less labor. You can spend labor doing problem solving and fixing stuff instead of just finding problems. But, I was hoping to be right, 70% of the time as a rule. In retirement, man, that doesn't work. And I was rewarded, promoted, and, that was, became my motto is, hey, I'm okay failing as long as we learn something, we adapt and we grow and we try it again. And, retirement just doesn't work that way. And that's one of the things you need to understand is a shift you need to make from when you're working and you're saving. You say, hey, I've done this all along myself. I can go into retirement. Hey, and if I make a mistake, I'll learn and adapt. Well, doesn't quite work that way. Some mistakes can be very costly from a time perspective and from a money standpoint. You just have less time to recover. So today I'm going to go through seven, see if I can do that, seven, and talk about what I do to avoid these mistakes. And to quote Dave Ramsey, avoid the stupid tax. Number one is trying to time the market. I got a couple friends that try to do this, and it works sometimes and it doesn't work more often. They have a list of metrics that they follow. They look at the CAPE ratio. They may look at valuations of the stock market. They may look at debt to GDP, all these different things, and they look at their Ouija board and they say, hey, now's the time to get out, and then they say now's the time to get in. And, I think that is a horrible mistake, but that's my 2 cents, okay? But market timing is a mistake that in retirement is a big deal. You may have done great on that in your 20s and 30s and made a lot of money, and you got that pat on the back, and hey, you've doubled your money in 5 years by doing that. Is that a risk you're willing to take in retirement? And what if you're wrong? Number two is ignoring inflation. Inflation is the real fear that I have when it comes to my retirement financially. It's not the market going down. I can handle a punch. Maybe the market goes down 30%, 40%, comes back 2 years later. Okay. Inflation doesn't come back. Inflation goes one direction. You need to have a great inflation plan. Great. Okay. Number three is being too conservative or too aggressive. 100% stocks, maybe too aggressive. 50% stock in one company, a little too aggressive. Could work out, may have worked out 10 times for you while you're working, but is that the risk you want to take in retirement when you have limited time to recover? So that's that stock bond fixed to, equity ratio. Only you can decide what works for you because everybody's got a different Social Security, everybody's got different health, everybody's got different goals, okay? There's no right answer. Number four, not having a budget, not having a spending plan. How are you going to take money out from which accounts? What's a one-time expense? What's too much? The 4% rule, you guys know I don't like that. You're going to most likely leave with a lot of extra money on the table. You could have spent a lot more money. Remember, the 4% rule is a rule that you can use based on history. That's not going back, not forward. and with no intervention for the next 30 years, you should be safe. And who's not going to make any interventions for 30 years? That's not realistic. So not having a spending plan. Number 5, working too long. This one is big, and most people never talk about it, okay? Working too long. How many go-go years are you going to have? Or how many of those are you going to spend working? I'm telling you, I'm 62, and I don't feel the same as I did when I was 54. I don't. Injuries, take a little longer to recover from, and going from 61 to 62 felt like about 3 years of normal aging. That's something that I'm realizing here in my 60s. Just aging goes a little faster in my 60s. Just an observation. Number 6, poor Social Security timing. I'm not saying the right answer, but you don't want to be second guessing your answer or make that just, hey, I want to get my money now. I want to get my money. I hear that way too much in the comments, and I try to jump on those people with love and kindness. But it's a thoughtful decision with a lot of hooks in it. And one of them most people miss is taxes and surviving spouse. Those are the 2 main areas I see people shortchanging when they're looking at going early. Number 7, no tax plan. Tax planning, you're going to learn the day you retire, you're going to learn tax planning is something, oh my gosh, I got to manage this. I never managed it during my career. Taxes happened to me. Now I got a whole bunch of levers and a whole bunch of decisions. They're all nested together. So tax planning is huge. So how do I avoid Dave Ramsey's stupid tax and not learn from others and not, get an education on what's going on? YouTube University is great. I think it's great. I think it's part of the solution, okay? So what do? I have a retirement group. I have a certified financial planner, Neil, that's provided for me. And so, I've got people to run my specifics by with a lot of confidence, a lot of love. I use the Boldin Software. I mean, unbelievable power inside of that. It's independent than my own thoughts. So I go into Boldin and I stress test some things, and I'm, all these 7, I'm checking them out and varying them a lot. Then I'm talking with Neil, then I'm talking to my retirement group and deciding what action to take. Most likely, most of the time I make none, but am I being too conservative? Am I being too risky? Am I forgetting about inflation? Here's my tax plan. I have to sell that to other people. In addition to, I have a platform using Boldin to do that stress testing with. So for you, I hear a lot, hey, I don't have a retirement group. I don't want to share with, any schmuck in my family. They're going to drag me the wrong way. But hey, I've got resources. I consider myself a problem solver. That was my career. People have a problem, I try to solve it. Money Pickle is a free option to you. There's a link below. Go to Money Pickle, talk to a certified financial planner, 45 minutes on your topic. Say, I want to talk about Social Security. Say, I want to talk about inflation. I don't feel good about my inflation plan. Or, hey, here's my tax plan. What do you think of that? That's a totally free call. It's a cold call, okay? That means they don't do any preparation ahead of time, but you'll be able to talk to an expert for 45 minutes. Why wouldn't you do that? If you like your plan, why would you not do that, okay? Personally, I would get Boldin Software and do some stress testing in that, feel pretty good about it so you can talk at an elevated level with any certified financial planner. Before you talk to the folks at Money Pickle, know your stuff, okay? And Boldin will help you do that tremendously. I love their AI feature, so any question you're thinking about asking the folks at Money Pickle, ask the Gemini AI that's been trained to look at Boldin, okay? How do I improve this plan? How do I improve the tax planning here? I mean, it is golden. Hey, when should I take Social Security? It will tell you, here's the steps to determine your best timing based on the assumptions you put in. I'm telling you, that's what I do, okay? So retirement is not about avoiding every risk. It's impossible. If you want to avoid every risk, you're going to keep working. Now that actually you're going to lose your go-go years if you do that. But It's not about taking risk. It's about taking intentional risk. You know what risk you're taking and the consequences of being wrong. And if you are wrong, what levers can you take to get back? That's what retirement is about. Knowing the risk, intentionally taking the ones you want to, and knowing the levers to pull if you happen to be wrong. Okay? That's what it's all about. A plan cannot guarantee you're going to be right. A plan can show you what actions you can take to fix whatever life happens to bring at us, right? It can't prevent everything, from going wrong, but it can prevent me from making a disastrous, ill-informed decision. As Dave Ramsey calls these, the stupid tax. Make sense? It's Joe out.